After Spa got a draw result against Southampton in a post-match press conference, Antonio Conte slammed his players. Antonio Conte didn't hold back. He opens all the thing about the players. I'm gonna read it out for you. I think for now, everybody noticed what he says, and then we are going to discuss it. So this is what he says. Okay, this is some of them. Okay, the problem is we have shown we are not a team. We are 11 players. I see selfish players. I see players that don't want to help each other, don't play with heart. He continued that they are used to here. They are used to it here. Don't play for something important. They don't want to play under pressure. They don't want to play under stress. Tottenham's story is this: 20 years there is owner and they never won something. Why? Until now, I'm trying to hide the situation. We can fight for in this period with this attitude. This is commitment for what? 7th, 8th places? He continues. It is actually interesting. It's kind of funny, but I think he's right about this, and he continued this. He's saying, if they want to if they want to continue in this way, they can change the manager, a lot of manager, but this situation cannot change. Believe me, this is what he said in the press conference after the match against Southampton. They have they were 1-3 up. They were 2-0 up. At the end of the games, it was a 3-3 draw. I don't know about you, but if I was a Tottenham Hotspur fans, I'm gonna be fuming at the players. Not Antonio Conte, not the manager, not the situation. It's all about the player. I think what Antonio Conte said on the press conference is right. You may not, you may try to say that Antonio Conte tactic isn't work anymore like Jose Mourinho. This is a modern football. They have to change the way they played. They have to change the way the system they build, because this is a modern game, and playing style is very boring in this. You can say anything you want, but at the end of the day, Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho are both serious winners. It doesn't matter which club they manage in the past years in their managing careers. They won every club they go. They won a lot of trophies. So these two managers are incredible managers, and they both are serious winners. Why nobody is success at Tottenham Hotspur? Why? Because there are a lot of things that you need to closely watch about the players. The attitude, the commitment, the players' focus, they are not there. Look at what Antonio Conte said. They are used to it here. I think he's right. You might even argue, Tottenham Hotspur got a Champions League spot last year. What are you talking about? In 6, 7, 8 place? Look at the players' mentality. Look at the players' attitude on the pitch. Okay, they were 1-3. They were 2-0 up against Southampton. At the end of the game, they were 3-3 draw. So if you are Tottenham Hotspur, how can you accept this? It's not about Antonio Conte playing style. It's not about Antonio Conte, substitution. It's about the player. The player are lack of the motivation. The players are lack of the commitment. The player, they are not winners. They are not winners. They don't have a winning mentality. So you have to walk, under Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho instruction. These two managers are incredible managers in the history of the football. You can see anywhere they go, Inter Milan, Juventus, Chelsea, Porto. You can see anywhere, they won everything they can in their managing career, and they are in the past years. But they both, Jose Mourinho was sacked because he couldn't work, at the Tottenham Hotspur, and now Antonio Conte. So I think you can clearly see at the moment Antonio Conte is right about his players. The play. Look, okay, show me one player. Name one player that very serious about winning in Tottenham Hotspur. Even the captain like Harry Kane doesn't have a doesn't look like have a winning mentality. He might be wearing the umbrella. I don't see his the captain materials in him. I don't see it. I'm sorry, Tottenham Hotspur, if you don't like what I said, but I said, is it true? I think it is true. Conte is right about the players. The player need to change the mentality. The player need to focus on the commitment. They don't have any commitment. They don't want to win. It's like they don't want to play Champions League football. They don't want to get Champions League football at the end of the season. They are so comfortable at the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th place, whatever it is. Over the past year, they might get a 1 or 2 chance in the Champions League spot. But Antonio Conte, Jose Mourinho, Tottenham Hotspur didn't work under them. Why is that? Yes, as I said before, the beginning of the videos, you can argue how the playing style or the both manager. You might think that they need to change the way they play because it's a modern football. So if you want to win something, you cannot rely on only manager. You need the right player. You need the right player with the right attitude. Okay, who can have a focus on 100%. What they are doing. They need to believe in the manager. They need to, they need to focus on what they are doing at the moment. They must have a winning mentality. I don't see any of the winning mentality at Tottenham Hotspur players at the moment. That's why they never want. They didn't want anything. That's why Antonio Conte said over the past 20 years they didn't want anything. He was right. He's right about this. We might not like what he said. You might not like what he said because you were Tottenham Hotspur, but I think he is right. I think in my opinion, I think he knew that he could get sacked because he said the truth. Like he said, it doesn't matter whether you how many managers you change in the futures. If you continue in this way, if you cannot clear the players, if you cannot clear the players who doesn't have any winning mentality or who doesn't have a mentality that, who can do anything for this club, you have to get rid of them. If you can, it doesn't matter whether you appoint Zinedine Zidane, Mauricio Pochettino back or Jose Mourinho back or whoever you appoint as a manager, it won't work. They're not gonna win anything. They need to change the way, they need to change the culture. They need to fill with the player full of the winning mentality. They need to fill the player with the right attitude. When Tottenham Hotspur signed Richarlison, I never liked it. I'm a Manchester United fan, but I don't like the player's attitude. I mean, the other day, after they lost against, after they were, kicked out by UEFA Champions League by the AC Milan, Richarlison said the season was shit. This is not what you have to say. This is what manager have to say. They need to fix a lot of things at Tottenham Hotspur. Dressing room problems, the players' attitude. There's no winning mentality. Like Antonio Conte said, yeah, we play with the 11 player, but not a team. So when there is a, when you look at the, Southampton side, even they are, 2-0 down, like a 1-3 result, they don't give it. They know they have to get at least 1 point because they are fighting relegation battle and they are now sitting on the 20th place in the Premier League. So they know they have to do something. They know there is a risk by conceding more goals, but they have to attack as a team. They play as a team. They play with the commitment. That's why they get the result. 3-3 is of course they didn't have a 3 point. They didn't get a 3 point, but coming back from the 2-0 down is incredible against Tottenham Hotspur who are fighting for the UEFA Champions League spot and like a team like who are fighting for the relegation zone. It is a great result for Southampton. So Tottenham Hotspur players didn't have that kind of mentality like Antonio Conte said. They are not gonna win anything if they don't change the way, if they don't change the way the club's, style. And I think that's why Antonio Conte is right about his player, even though it might be harsh truth. So What do you think about the Antonio Conte situation? Do you think he should he say about the players, or should he manage in the dressing room, or does it anything to have the speaking in the public in a press conference? Make sure in the comment below. Thanks for watching, guys.